Hi, my name is Kimberly Miller, and today I'm going to show you how to digitally complete the Concurrent Enrollment Packet for the Valley Now or Generation Go programs using Adobe Acrobat DC. We're going to begin on the San Bernardino Valley College website. This is our main page, and up here in the search bar I'm going to type Valley Now. The first result is the page that I want, so if I click that, you'll see that on the left hand side there is Valley Now links and Generation Go. Valley Now is a program for San Bernardino Valley College students who are concurrently enrolled in high school. In the Valley Now program, we offer classes either at high school campuses or online. Generation Go is a program offered in conjunction with the San Bernardino County Workforce Development Department, and it is to help high school students learn soft skills and get work experience to better prepare them for the workforce. So depending on which program you're participating in, you'll get to different web pages. If you click on Valley Now, you'll see that there are different versions of the packet available, and there will also be versions for charter schools that we're working on uploading. But you'll select which version you need based on where you go to high school. If you are participating in the Generation Go website or Generation Go program, there are also versions for you depending on where you go to high school. I will tell you right now that the Valley Now and Generation Go packets are very similar. Generation Go typically has 2 extra pages that students need to complete for that program, but other than that, they're almost exactly identical. And so for the purposes of this video, I'm actually going to complete a concurrent enrollment packet for the Generation Go program. That way I can take you through those extra 2 pages. If you're doing the Valley Now packet, you can just ignore those 2 pages, but the rest of this video will be very useful as you complete that packet. So I'm going to say I am a student at Rialto High School, so I will choose the packet for Rialto Unified School District. When I click on that, the packet will actually open in my browser. However, whatever I type in here, it won't save. So I do not want to complete the packet on this browser screen. What I want to do is I'd like to download it. So I'm going to choose the download button, and I'm going to save it to my computer. And that makes it open in my Adobe Acrobat DC. Now, if you don't have Adobe Acrobat DC, or if your computer doesn't support it, there are other software options available to you, but we're not going to go through those in this video. This one is specifically for Adobe. So it opens in here, and I'm going to go through and fill everything out as completely as I possibly can. I'm going to say I go to Rialto High School, that I am a junior. See. Now, here it's going to ask for my San Bernardino Valley College ID number. Many students put their high school ID number, which is not what you need here. Right here you need your San Bernardino Valley College ID number. This ID number was emailed to you after you applied for San Bernardino Valley College online. If you haven't done that, I would strongly encourage you to stop what you're doing and go and apply. Typically it takes 1 or 2 days for them to email you your college ID number, but you need that for this packet. So if you haven't done that, you need to do that step first. All right. So now I'm on the course name. All right, here I'm going to list whatever courses I would like to take in the fall. For the Valley Now program, typically those are the courses that are offered at your high school, and it's very specific courses. For Generation Go, they'll either be the Voc Ed classes, or if you've already passed that, the Work Experience course. I will tell you right now, if you're taking the Voc Ed classes, there's 4 classes and only 3 lines here, but you can list them all on 1 line. The other thing that's important to know is if you're taking classes through Valley Now, you need to make sure you list each and every single class you plan to take if you're going to take multiples, because if you don't list a class, you will not be able to register for it. The final thing I'd like to encourage you to keep in mind while doing this section is that if you're taking classes for both Generation Go and Valley Now, you actually have to do separate packets for those. Again, that's because the packets are a little bit different. So if you're taking the VOCA classes for Generation Go and say an art class, you'd actually have to do 2 separate packets. Because we're completing the Generation Go packet, I'm going to say I'm taking VOCED. And again, I told you there were 4 classes and only 3 lines, but you can type it like this, VOCED 600 through 603. And so that's actually 4 different courses, but we know which ones they are, and we can take care of that for you in our office. So I've got all that done. Now we're into the signature part. You can see right here that it requires signature of student, signature of parent or guardian, and principal or designate. I will tell you right now, even if you are over 18, you still need to have a signature of parent or guardian, and that is just a requirement from the state. These do have to be signed. It isn't enough that you are filling it out or emailing it. We do need signatures. So I'm going to show you really quick how to sign things in Adobe. If you have this menu on the right, you can see right here it says fill and sign. If you do not have that menu on the right, you can go up to the top and click on Tools right here, and then either choose Fill and Sign, or right here, Fill and Sign. They'll all get you to the same place. Alright, up here at the top it says Sign. Alright, these are signatures that I had saved from before, so I'm so sorry about that. So you'll click Sign, and then it will say Add Signature. You can do one of 2 things. You can type your name, and it'll type it in cursive, and you can just use that. Or if you'd like to be creative, you can sign and actually draw in your signature. It just is whatever you would like. So I'm actually gonna write in my signature like that and click Apply. And after you've done that, you can see your signature sort of floats, and wherever you click is where it will be. So I'm going to put it right there, and then put today's date and my telephone number. Actually, all right. What I would suggest you do is, now that I have my signature as a student saved, I'm going to go through the entire packet, and I'm going to do all of the student signatures right now, and then we'll come back and we'll replace that signature with the signature of my parent, so that we can submit all of the parent signatures at once. That way you don't have to keep flopping back and forth between parent signature and student signature. So I've submitted my student signature there. I'm going to go on to the next page. This is a Spanish version of the page that we just saw. If Spanish is a better language for you, you're welcome to fill out the Spanish version. And you can see that all of the information is actually pre-filled in. So if I was doing the Spanish version, I could submit my signature there. Okay? You don't have to do both. I did both just to show you how to do it. The next page is a confidential youth emergency card. Now, if you are over 18, you don't actually have to do this, all right? But if you're under 18 currently, you definitely do have to do this. So go ahead and type your date of birth and your home phone number. You need to submit your parents' at least one name for a parent or guardian, and then a local person if your parent or guardian can't be reached, so someone who can make some medical decisions for you. You need to type that. So and then a person okay. This next bubble has spots for physician's name and insurance. If you have a doctor who you would like to use and insurance, you can fill this in. Otherwise, you do not have to. However, I strongly recommend you fill in this part where it asks if there are medical conditions, and whether or not there are medications you take regularly, as well as if you have any allergies. So say you do have allergies and you're allergic to bees. That may be information that can save your life. So I strongly encourage you to fill that in if it applies to you. This final box down here is something that you will have your parents sign. However, you can pre-fill in some of it. The student's name will go on this line because your parent is the parent of you. And then down here you have check boxes. This will indicate whether or not people at Valley are able to give you over-the-counter medication if you need it. So if you get a cut, can they give you a Band-Aid? If you have a headache, can they give you a Tylenol? If you are, feeling a little bit itchy, can they give you a Benadryl? Those type of things. If it is prescription medication, that's a completely different matter. This is just over-the-counter medication. So you can check do or do not, whichever applies to your situation, and then your parent will come through and sign this. But do not put student signature here, there. Do not put student signature there. If you would prefer Spanish, a Spanish form, the Spanish version is right here, and your parent can sign there. As you scroll down, you'll get to this one next. You can see it's pre-filled in, but it does require the student signature. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and insert my signature there. This is the release of information form, and what it does is it allows San Bernardino Valley College to release your information to your high school district, and if you're participating in the Generation Go program, to the Workforce Development Department. So this is one of the differences between the two packets. Workforce Development goes out and finds internships for the students who pass the VOCAD classes. So we need permission to release your name to them so that they can help find an internship that is perfect for you. If you don't sign this, then we can't give them your name or tell them that you passed the classes. For the Valley Now program, it'll just say the name of your high school district, and that allows us to work with the people at your high school so that they can help you get enrolled in these classes, and so they can help you along and know which step you're on. It also helps us so that we can release your final grade to your high school so you can get some of that high school credit. I know that many students really like the fact that college classes can count as both college credit and high school credit at the same time, and this is the form that allows us to do that. So after you submit that signature, you can ignore this part at the bottom that it talks about the notary public. You don't have to worry about that. The next page is a Generation Go specific form. So if you're doing the Valley Now packet, you won't have this in your packet. But if you're doing Generation Go, you need to check whether you do or do not consent to having pictures or videos used for promotional purposes. So perhaps we're making a video about the Generation Go program, or making flyers. If you would like to be internet famous, you can click do. Otherwise, you're welcome to click do not. And then sign this one as a student. Now, if you're under 18, your parent also needs to sign that, but we'll come back and insert parent signatures as soon as we're done with all the student information. The last two-ish pages of this packet is this acknowledgement form. And again, this is a Generation Go specific form, so it's not in the Valley Now packets. For Generation Go, students have to go through and acknowledge certain things. And what you're going to do is you're going to submit some initials. So go up to the top where it says sign and click add initials. Again, you can type or you can draw your initials. I like drawing them because I feel like it, reflects better on the fact that I have signed things. So you can read each statement and insert your initials each place, okay? After you have initialed. You can also type them, that's fine. I just like to draw them. So you'll read each statement very carefully and initial that you read it. I'm not going to go through and insert all of the initials, but you need to. Finally, at the bottom, you're going to sign saying that you understood each of those statements. So you insert your signature there, and that says you understood them. If you're under 18, your parent also needs to put their name and sign, but we'll get to that at the end again. What follows this is a Spanish version of that exact same form where they have to initial, where you have to initial everything and then sign, and then have your parent sign if you're under 18. So we've gotten to the end. I'm going to scroll all the way up to the beginning, and we're going to start inserting parent signatures. So at this point, you would get up, you would let your parent come and sign everything. You'd click this sign button, and just like I did because I had forgotten to clear my history, you will click minus right here, this minus sign, and then add a brand new signature. So now I'm going to add the signature of my parent. Again, I'm letting my parent add this signature. I'm not doing it for them. There is the possibility that we could theoretically check to make sure your parent has signed all of this, and your high school can compare it to whatever they have. So your parent's going to go through, read everything that they need to read because they are agreeing that they have read it and that they understand it, and then they will go through and submit their signatures, put the date and their phone numbers. Okay, we're going to go through each and every single form. Again, you don't have to do English and Spanish, you only have to do one or the other. And if the student wants to sign the English version and have the parent sign the Spanish version, that is okay. Alright, so I'm scrolling kind of fast, I'm sorry. This is a parent signature, so we're going to go ahead and go back up here and get my parent signature and put it on the line. This is the Spanish version. I'm not going to sign this one because I just signed the English version. This form, the release of information form, it does not require a parent signature, so that's good. The media release form, it did, because as I said in my packet, I was only 16, so I'm going to put my parent signature there. And then the acknowledgement form, after all of the statements, it also requires a parent signature and a parent name. Okay, so I've gotten all the signatures that I need for this entire packet. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to save my packet, and it's saved to my downloads file. Alright, so after I've saved it and I scrolled all the way up to the top, you'll see that on this first page we actually are missing one more signature, and one that you cannot do as a student. This signature right here, the signature of principal designee. What you need to do is after you've saved it, you need to email it to your site contact and have them have the principal or a designee sign this and email it to my office. So if you don't know who your high school site contact is, the person at your high school helping you do all of these packets, you can contact my office. You can send us an email, and the email address should be flashing on your screen right now. Send us an email if you don't know who that person is. Otherwise, email it to your site contact as an attachment. Have them get the designee signature, and then they'll send it to us along with your high school transcripts. If you have any questions about the process or get stuck along the way, please reach out to us. Send us an email, and we can help you as much as we possibly can. All right? We look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to having you as a San Bernardino Valley College student. Have a great day.